Hello and welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel. Last episode, we pretty much finished up all of our requests for the first day within Keldic, and we're gonna head back into the inn and talk to Sarah. And most likely rest for the night. Oh, we're probably just gonna rest for the night, it seems. Oh, there's the person in charge of the Grand Market.
Ah, that was delicious.
Alright, 1 second. I forgot to do this right before recording. I'm gonna turn down the in-game volume a little bit. Alright.
Those are some seriously fresh vegetables, too.
Yeah, nothing beats food made from local ingredients.
I quite enjoyed the rye bread myself.
I suppose this whole field study thing isn't so bad when you take the menu into account. I wonder what the others in Group B are doing right now.
Somehow, I doubt they're sitting around a table and talking like we are.
Just they're in their room and the whole entire room's on fire, and it's like that dog in the burning house. Everything is fine.
That would certainly be a shock if they were.
Is this where we jump to them?
I can't help but question what exactly Class 7's purpose is, though. Instructor Sarah says it's about Arcus, but I don't think that's the only reason we've been brought together.
No, it seems that I'm guessing they're brought together to try to remove the gap between noble and commoner.
I'm certain it's not.
To change
If that were all, today's field study
the
tasks
politics.
would serve little purpose.
Instead of a nobility political
It seems as though she's
setup, it'll
trying
be
to make
more
us
of a
experience,
democracy, maybe.
I don't know, things. Like all kinds of things, big and small. What I can't wrap my head around though is why.
Yeah,
But they are kids, so that wouldn't. It would make sense that they wouldn't know it.
Instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change? It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along.
what do we have to offer one another when our reasons for enrolling at Thor's in the first place are undoubtedly very different?
Our reasons?
I hadn't considered that.
My reason for enrolling was quite simple. I aim to come ever closer to my goal. Or rather, to the person whom I regard as such.
Who's that?
This is neither the time nor the place to discuss such matters. Best to save that topic for another day. What about you, Elisa? Why did you enroll at the academy?
Laura, your hair, it's clipping through your titties. Oh wow, so is hers.
There's no one single reason, but
Has that been happening
I
a
think
lot?
I just wanted to assert my independence. I mean, my situation back at home isn't exactly ideal, and this seemed like a good way to get out and do more, I guess.
I see.
It sounds like I'm probably in the minority then. See, I wasn't intending on coming here at all originally. I wanted to do something completely different.
You did?
Oh yeah, you said you were really hoping you'd get into a music academy, right?
Oh?
Well, I wasn't that serious about it or anything. What about you, Reen? You're the last holdout, and since you're the one who brought it up, it's only fair you answer the question too.
Something
Me?
can't happen when he tries to answer or something.
I wanted to find myself, I guess.
Oh wow.
Find yourself?
Huh?
Sorry. That makes it sound like a much bigger deal than it actually is. That's the best way I can think of to put it, though.
Nothing wrong with that. Going on a journey of self-discovery? It's actually a pretty cool answer.
Yeah, I had no idea you were such a romanticist. You sure don't come across as one.
I shouldn't have said anything.
What was that noise? So you want me to wake you up at 6 tomorrow, right? Yes, please. We only have until tomorrow evening, so we need to get an early start. We really appreciate it. Not a problem at all. Have a good night. Good night.
But we're not actually going to sleep yet, are we? Not until we write our reports for the day.
I want to shut off my brain so badly right now, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon.
She seems to have forgotten all about the room situation, and I'm not about to remind her.
She'll remember in just like a couple minutes. When we all walk
Rean?
into the same room.
What is it?
I was unsure whether to ask or not, but I've decided that this question bears answering. Why have you chosen to hold back?
What?
Your sword style and technique. It is the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade school, is it not? Popularized by the sword hermit, Yun Ka-Fai, it combines the best elements of other Eastern sword styles. Those who master any of its forms are referred to as a divine blade, and are said to understand the true nature of all things.
You certainly know an awful lot about it. I didn't think it was particularly renowned here in the Empire.
We of the Arseid School consider the studying of other swordsmanship styles to be an essential part of our training. In addition, my father once told me, if you follow the path of the sword, it is only a matter of time before you encounter a follower of the 8 Leaves.
Your father said that? It's an honor to be acknowledged by the Radiant Blade Master himself. I'm nothing special, though. I'm just a dropout who's never even been able to progress past beginner level. I did train under Master Ka-Fai for a while, but I started to feel like I couldn't go any further with my abilities, and he cut my training short.
What?
So I'm really not holding back. Honest, I actually kind of feel like I'm dirtying the good name of the 8 Leaves School, in fact. But this is my limit. I'm sorry I can't quite live up to your expectations. Laura?
She's angry.
You have no reason to
Oh,
apologize to me. This is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. Though I'll admit to some disappointment, I was hoping you'd prove to be a good sparring partner. I'm going to practice outside for a bit. Please go and finish your report with Elisa and Elliot.
There's a lot he doesn't want to talk about, huh? I can see in his eyes sometimes that he's bottling something up and trying really hard to keep anyone else from noticing.
You've noticed it too? You sure have taken quite an interest in him.
I was just trying to work out the best time to apologize, that's all. It's not like I've been consciously paying attention to him or anything, honestly.
Rean's not the only one bottling up his feelings, though, is he? You've been doing the same thing.
Called out.
Yeah, I guess I have.
Alright.
Drinks are on me someday.
Someday. Okay, 4:25. Day 2. Here are your tasks for the day. The market manager left them with me. Thank you. Oh, just only 2. Okay. Boss wallet? Yesterday I found a wallet on the floor in front of my stall. Would someone be willing to find its owner for me? See me at my ceramic stall and I'll tell you more. A large, ferocious monster has been sighted on the West Celtic Highway. We'd all be happier if someone took it out. Monsters ward our location stone bridge leading to Heimdall on the West Celtic Highway. Huh, even fewer than yesterday. Maybe he gave us less work to do because he knew we were going back to Trista today. Sounds about right. He is a very considerate man. The last train headed your way leaves here around 9 tonight. If you get those done quickly enough, you can have dinner here before you leave. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate your kindness. Shall we get started then? Sounds good. Looks like today's tasks are all optional. Oh, they are, yeah. Alright, I wanted to apologize for what I said to you yesterday evening. Rean? As I told you then, this is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. It is not something for which an apology is required. That's not really what I mean. I wanted to apologize for making light of the way of the sword. What I said about being a dropout who's never been able to progress past beginner level was disrespectful. To Master Kafei, to the school I follow, and to the path of the sword itself. And for those reasons, I feel it was inappropriate of me to say what I said. So I'm sorry. If that's the case, then there is one other person you should be apologizing to as well. I can't pretend to know much about your personal circumstances, but regardless of one's background or social standing, one should always be able to live with pride in him or herself. Thus, if you truly did make light of yourself and your own abilities, that is an act of shame for which you owe yourself recompense. Let me ask you a question, Rean. Do you like the path of the sword? It's not really a matter of liking or disliking it, I don't think. It's a part of my life, an inseparable part of who I am. That's all I wanted to hear. I feel exactly the same way. Alright. So you two are friends again, then? Were we not? There was never any rift between us that I knew about. Indeed, this was all handled rather neatly, I felt. You're both so simple-minded. I feel like an idiot spending so much time trying to devise a plan to get the two of you to make up. Oh. Whoa, you did what now? It would seem we've caused you undue concern. Jeez, can we just all forget about this and move on? Looks like the ground's dried after the rainfall, so to speak. Glad to see you all looking a bit less gloomy. Margaret, we've got trouble. Big trouble. Slow down, Louise. It's first thing in the morning, and you're about poised to wake the dead, and you're making such a commotion. Where have you been anyway? You're late. I'm sorry, I just got caught up on the way here. But never mind that, we have big trouble. Something terrible happened over at the market. Something terrible, you say? What terrible thing has happened exactly? Well, it sounds like it actually took place last night. 2 of the stalls over at the market were destroyed and all their merchandise was stolen. That is most terrible indeed. This is kind of expected. I'm a little surprised that it took this long to happen. They said that the guards were kind of turning a blind eye to the Grand Market in the last episode. So what happened is most likely guards stealing from it. They're trying to strong-arm them. A robbery? Oh my. I suppose that means the market might be opening late today. Which means we could end up with more customers as people wait here for a resolution. Luis, let's get this place ready. You got it. As for you, Ford, this is our problem, not yours. You just focus on your field study and leave this incident to us locals. You have your own tasks to worry about, after all. Of course. We'll be back later. Thanks again. Like, if you don't have the guards there to protect your merchandise, then you either need to take it home with you when you're not there, or have a local militia to defend it, which they had neither, it seems. What should we do? I have to admit, I'm curious. It's not far, so we might as well just go take a look. Alright, let's take a slight detour and see what's happening at the market then. Alright, crap, I need to... Ooh, there's the map. Where's... Oh right, it's at the Grand Market stall. That's where the other optional quest is. I'm sorry, the Grand Market isn't quite open for business yet. Oh, it's the students from yesterday. Good morning. Opening late today after all, I see. Afraid so. Guess you already know about the robbery yesterday, huh? The 2 merchants whose stalls were destroyed are still arguing about it. You bastard! You're not going to get away with this. Oh no, not them. The manager came to try and break them up, but he doesn't seem to be having much luck. I hope no one ends up getting hurt. What should we do, Rean? Maybe we could try talking to them? Considering everything that happened yesterday, you just might be the cavalry we need right now. Would you mind? Not at all. Let's go. It was a couple episodes ago, but there were some people that were looking awfully suspicious over by the park. How dare you destroy my stall, you damn coward. I knew you country folk weren't to be trusted. Who else could it have been? Just come clean and admit it already. Who are you calling a coward, you Heimdallrian snob? You're the one who wanted my spot all for yourself. Calm down, gentlemen, please. Playing all innocent and trying to paint me as the bad guy here. You make me sick. What do you say we settle this right here and now? Bring it on. Hold it. Class 7. You kids again. Keep your noses out of this. I'm gonna make him pay for smashing my stall. Smashing? They smashed both of them. They are completely ruined. This is awful. However, harming one another is not going to bring them back. In the end, they will still be smashed, and you will be worse off. But this anger isn't going to go away unless I do something. He took all my goods too, so I haven't even got anything to sell. What are you talking about? You were the one who stole my goods. And you're going to give them all back right now and fix the damage you did to my stall, or else I can't be held responsible for my actions. This isn't good. I don't think they're even listening to a word we're saying. What do we do? Stop this at once. The Provincial Army. What? What is the meaning of this? It's the middle of the morning. Stop this nonsense immediately. But... I believe you are the one in charge here? I demand an explanation as to what has transpired. Well, you see, the market manager explained to the Provincial Army officer what had happened the previous night. I see. The solution is simple then. Men, take them away. Yes, sir. What? What do you mean, take us away? 2 stalls were destroyed, 2 sets of goods were stolen. The truth is as clear as day. 2 merchants in the midst of a heated disagreement committed the same crime at the same... No, that makes fucking 0 sense. But that's not fair. I do not think it's premature to draw such a conclusion without any investigation? The Provincial Army doesn't have time to waste solving the petty squabbles of merchants. This literally makes no fucking sense. If he's saying that they did it at the same time, they one would have either heard each other or saw each other, or if one did it and then another came, then as the other one was coming, they would have either walked back from their stall or have checked on their stall and noticed that theirs was smashed, and then they would know. So this makes no fucking sense. But I'm not an unreasonable man. Cease your dispute and you will be left alone. Continuing to come with us, the choice is yours. They're trying to force both merchants to forget this ever happened and sweep the whole ideal under the rug. Yeah, something about this seems really wrong. Very good. Then, I'm sure you can agree that wasting time on shenanigans like this is detrimental to all parties involved. I hope you'll think twice before causing such a ruckus ever again. Now, if you'll please excuse us, I'm a busy man and I have more pressing matters to attend to. If that happened and I was one of those people, I'll be like, they did it. There they go. Well, I guess they did stop those 2 from fighting, but they did nothing to solve the underlying problem. This isn't right. I see now how the Provincial Army here conducts itself. I'm sure you're both still pretty angry about this, but right now the 2 of you need to focus on keeping cool-headed. If you have the time to fight, try to use that time for something more productive instead. You'll feel a lot better. Yeah. I shouldn't have let my anger take control of me like that. We can't open the Grand Market for business until we've cleaned up these busted stalls. And we're already running late, so I hate to ask, but would you all mind lending me a hand? With assistance from the merchants, the market cleared away the remains of the 2 stalls, and with the help of Rean and the others on top of that, the Grand Market was finally able to open for the day, albeit behind schedule. Thanks to you four, we were able to open the Grand Market for business today, a bit quicker than I'd expected. I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am. Oh, there's no need for that. We barely did anything. I'm just glad no one got hurt. All the more reason to thank you. The merchant's stall is his livelihood. Any action taken against it can throw him into a blind rage, and it's hard to bring someone back from that. It would seem the problem facing the merchants in this town are quite grave indeed. The provincial army may have intervened, but it's difficult to believe they'd make no attempts to find an amicable solution. Quite right. It's clearer than ever now that they have no intention of trying to resolve any issues involving the market. I think they're causing the issues. And I can't see that changing unless we decide to just accept the sales tax increase and keep quiet about it. So you'd think they'd at least be a little more subtle about the whole thing. There's no way those merchants are just going to accept this and move on. No, I don't suppose they will. And if word gets out about this, it's not inconceivable for certain groups of people to begin boycotting the marketplace. Something definitely has to be done. I'm just not sure what. Is something wrong, Reen? You're awfully quiet. Are you feeling unwell? Sir, I have a favor to ask. Would you consider allowing us to investigate this morning's incident? What? Are you suggesting that we attempt to find the perpetrator who destroyed the merchant's stalls ourselves? It's a kind offer, but as I said yesterday, this is our affair, not yours. You're students, you have your own studies to worry about, and I wouldn't feel right interfering with them. We're students training for the military, though. We can't just stand by and allow something so unjust to go unchallenged. It's the provincial army's responsibility to address this, sure, but they're shirking their duties here, and that reflects poorly on us all. Well, that's true enough, I guess. But do you really think we're up for something like this? I kind of have to wonder about that too. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just amateurs. We should at least check with Instructor Sarah first and see what she thinks. She's already told us. Put your heads together and think, and I'm sure you'll see what you need to do. Her words. This seems like exactly the sort of thing she meant. At least, does to me. Oh. I see your point. Perhaps matters such as this may fall under the scope of our field study after all. Yeah, you do make a good case. I'm still not sure we're up to it, but I guess it can't hurt to try. Neither seek nor shun the fight. Very well, we shall do what we can. Are you really sure about this? I'm certainly not going to say no. I'm very concerned about the market and the safety of our merchants. So if you're 100% sure, I have to admit, I truly would appreciate anything you can do for us. Thank you, sir. We'll do everything in our power to find answers for you. Just be careful. Don't go seeking out trouble. I don't want you kids being put in danger. We're dealing with a criminal who acts under cover of night. He may be capable of a lot more than just thievery and vandalism. Remember, I'm responsible for your safety. If anything were to happen to you, I couldn't even look Van Dyke in the eye anymore. Well, we'll be careful, we promise. I know I will, at least. Probably need to be more careful than anyone else here. Now that that's settled, we should act quickly. Yeah, let's get this investigation started. So first things first, we need to decide where to start investigating. The logical starting point would be the Grand Market itself, the scene of the crime. Can't argue with that. We should probably get statements from those two merchants before anything else. Indeed, I anticipate they've calmed themselves by now, so perhaps we can get something a bit more substantial from them. We still have to ascertain their innocence or guilt in the matter as well. We'll need to keep a close eye on the time though. If we miss the last train toward Heimdall, we'll have no way of getting back to the academy today. Plus, we've been given other tasks too, and I'd really like to get them done. In short, we need to keep moving. Our deadline is 9 PM. Let's use every minute we have to accomplish everything we possibly can. Understood. You bet? Right. Alright. This episode's gonna be a little shorter than usual, but we're gonna end it here. I feel like that's a really good point to end. Next episode, we're gonna be talking to the two merchants and figuring out what happened. My guess right now, before anything else, is that the provincial army either has someone in the army that did it, or the officer itself had it happen to try to strong-arm the grand merchants into taking the sales tax. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.
I can do this.